Yo, what is up, bike gamers out there? The name is Second Heat, bringing you guys a crew customization video where I customize the BMW, the Alpha, and the Rough. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because my topic of the day is customization in Need for Speed 2015. Now, all that I'm talking about is not confirmation, it's mainly speculation and a wish list. Now, things that we kind of already have an idea of what's going to be in the game is wide body kits. We saw a wide body kit on the Porsche, the 180 SX, and the BRZ. Now, what we saw was the RWB, the Rocket Bunny, and I don't know what wide body kit was on the 180, unless it probably wasn't even wide body. It was more so just individual customization parts, which is something I actually want to talk about in a little bit. So, with the wide body kits making a return into the Need for Speed series, it's pretty interesting how they're actually putting in known name brand wide bodies. And this is something that has me thinking if this is the route Need for Speed is going to be taking. If this is something Ghost Games will be doing where they actually bring in real life name brand body kits, wide, either wide body or individual body parts, and they're going to be putting it into Need for Speed. If they do that, I think this will be a pretty amazing feel because of the fact that there are many people in this world who want to do body modifications to their cars or to whatever dream car they want, but that's a lot of money. You know, doing modifications to cars, it's not cheap. It's something that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it costs a lot of money, from hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, some even ranging to the thousands. And this is something that a lot of people just do not have. So, if Ghost Games were to do this into their Need for Speed, I think a lot of people will be happy because now they get to actually customize their cars into the image that they wish they could in real life. And some of the, like just to name a couple that I really hope make a an appearance into the game will be parts from VIS Racing, which is probably my number one, visual modification company, I guess you can say. I really love it. For some reason, every time I look up parts to put on cars or whatever car I hopefully get, it always results back to VIS Racing because I just love what they have. And there are a lot of people who are actually running on a budget and will go for something like Duraflex, which is another good company where their parts are at a lower end price, but they still look pretty insane. Another one would be like Wings West. Um, and for some reason I just cannot. For some reason I blanked out and just cannot remember some more of the companies. But those are like the three main ones I like to pay attention to. Now, body kits. When it comes to the body kits, I hope it's just not the front bumper, side skirt, and the rear. Stuff like that I also hope we get will be like the fenders because in the crew they technically have the fender options, but they just never had parts for it, which I found pretty interesting. I don't know why they would even have it in the first place if there was never any options for changing it. Stuff that I also hope will be revealed in the game will be stuff like fender flares. Now, fender flares are kind of different from fenders itself because the fender flares are more uh fender attachments that just make your car look a little bit more wider. I also hope we get to see stuff like hoods, hood scoops, even though that is ricey. But in all honesty, this is kind of a game that kind of revolves around the car culture, and the car culture does involve some riceness in it, so we can't be too mad. I hope that does still make a return because there are some cool looking hood scoops. I would also love to see roof scoops as well because in the underground games, I really, really did like sniping on some hood scoops. Even in Carbon and Most Wanted, actually, I think all of them actually had hood scoops. I mean, and roof scoops. So why not put them back in the game? Those were actually pretty fun, and it made your car stand out a little bit more. Something else I would love to see return is obviously the wings, which we kind of already have a feeling. We already kind of have that feel that it is making a return, but I hope that they do a combination of real life wings, as in like wings from actual known companies, and then some wings from their own ideas because I really want to see what kind of creativeness they can actually bring into the game. Something else that I would also love to see return in the game, which I haven't seen since the Underground series, is Neon. Now, as much as many people would like to slap the Ricer, oh my God, I completely blanked out. As much as people would like to slap on the Ricer brand onto all the Neon modifications, I would really, really love to see it make a return because neon is something that I've always been fascinated about. I've always been in love with neon in either video games or in real life. But it just disappoints me that many people actually give the neon name a bad rep just because it just looks riced. But I think a lot of people just don't realize how cool this stuff is. So Neon, I really hope you make a return. I hope they do different styles of it. Like they could have like pulsing neon where it will like flash oh my god, I'm trying to remember because I remember Underground had this feature where it wasn't just a underglow, but it would kind of like I don't want to say glow, but it would like be a little stroby, I guess you can say. It will like fade in and out, and that was something I found pretty interesting. I would also hope we get different styles where it's kind of like a LED light just revolving around the under of the car. So when you look at it from the side or just from like staying still, you can actually see like a light just strobing around, and that would be pretty insane. And speaking of the neon, I hope we can get it attached onto the rims so whenever the car is moving, you can actually see a neon outline around the car, which is something I've rarely seen, but it looks pretty damn sick. Now, besides that, interior. Interior customization needs to be a thing in Need for Speed 2015. We did get to see a little bit of it in the crew, although it just wasn't that big because all it really was just changing the color of the interior. But I guess you can say Pro Street actually started teasing or started, getting a feel for it in their game where we could actually slap on some racing seats. We could actually put in roll bars, and something else I would also love to see would be like neon inside of the interior. I want to be able to design the dash, or not the dash, the speedometer. You know how in, I believe it was Most Wanted, how you could actually customize the speedometer look. I normally gave mine a carbon fiber look because that was pretty insane. Um, that would be pretty awesome. I would also love to see what Underground 2 would do and actually attach speakers onto the car. And what I hope they do is they actually add on to that to where you're not just putting on speakers, but depending on what kind of speakers you put in, it can actually affect the sound of your game itself. I mean, the music, such as like if you decide to buy in speakers that are more bassy, it will make the music more bassy and you could actually edit or you could actually tune it. I also hope they'll do stuff where like uh all of a sudden I have just blacked out, but there will most likely be a part two to this because there's just so much I actually really want to talk about with the customization, and I feel like just one video just wouldn't be enough. Especially, I want to see what many people would love to see in the comments down below. I'm also going to be watching like other people's videos just so I can get more ideas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I really can't wait for Need for Speed 2015. I really want to see what customization options are going to be in the game. Definitely look forward to a part two to this. I'll probably be doing that next week. And yeah, till next time, this has been your boy taking heat, and I'm out. Peace.